with LT episode 32. This episode is brought to you by stackgwop.com, stackgwop.com/shop. All right, so we're going to get into it. We got a action-filled show with a bunch of clips, so we're going to get into it first. We're going to listen to, okay, let me break it down first. I didn't listen to any of the Michael Jackson shit, to be honest. I didn't listen to any of those cases. A lot of people saying it's bullshit and they don't believe it, but I didn't even listen to it to really get my because it didn't blow. It wasn't like one of those things where it's like they thought it was going to be the surviving R.Kelly thing, but the whole Neverland thing, leaving Neverland, didn't get as big and didn't convince as much people. But a lot of people are saying he's a dirtbag and he's this, that, and that. But Michael Jackson is dead. Rest in peace. So it's like Prince gone, rest in peace. Michael Jackson's gone. Well, I don't want to put Prince in the same category because Prince never had those type of allegations. But nonetheless, he's dead already. So it's not that I don't care about, people that are victims of any sort of pedophilia, but those people's stories changed multiple times and the man is dead. So what type of justice are we trying to get? I don't care. Personally, I don't care. The rest of the world can care. Everyone can care. Be up in arms. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right, so let's get into this R. Kelly shit because R. Kelly sat down with Gayle King to do an interview. I don't know why people are interviewing R. Kelly, but... And to be fair, I never watched Surviving R. Kelly. To this day, I was supposed to watch it from time. I just don't care, man. Like, there's slave trade in Libya. No one gives a fuck. So why the fuck does everyone expect me to give a fuck about R. Kelly's rape shit in his cases? In his, like, fuck, there's more serious issues. What I'm basically saying is there's more serious issues in the world. You can't care about everything. But let me just cover this shit real quick. So let's listen to R. Kelly's interview with Gayle King.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody there well.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
How stupid would it be for R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way, way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were holding...
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't...
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. Really, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk.
But
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
God.
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart. Because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like you're playing the victim
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
but Robert,
I apologize.
Okay. You know what? I have something better. We're going to listen to this. This is going to pretty much, this is from the Boondocks. This is a clip from the Boondocks. And this pretty much sums up how I feel about this case. Let me just get it. 1 second.
What the hell is wrong with you people? Every famous nigga that gets arrested is not Nelson Mandela. Yes, the government conspires to put a lot of innocent black men in jail on fallacious charges. But R. Kelly is not one of those men. We all know the nigga can sing. But what happened to standards? What happened to bare minimums? You a fan of R. Kelly? You want to help R. Kelly? then get some counseling for R.Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't pretend like the man is a hero. And stop the damn dancing. Act like you got some goddamn sense, people. Damn. No playing around here. Boo! Hey, you with the afro. Give it a rest. Beat it.
Guilty! That nigga is guilty!
Jeez. Facts, though. Everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants to be like, oh, my kids, my this, and that. Sounded like he was singing when he said that, but nonetheless, like, not everyone could be a victim, Mr. Kelly. Like, I don't know what he's being charged upon now. I don't know. I actually don't know what's going on. I don't know any of the women that are coming out and saying what he did or what they've experienced. But what people, when he says they don't want to hear the truth, is because people already made up their minds. We know you married an underage Aaliyah, and you were doing stuff like, and people seen the tape. I never seen the tape. I don't want to see the tape, but that was an underage girl on the tape. So everybody knows that you've had sex with underage girls. So it's not like, oh, we don't want to believe the truth. We already know what the truth is. All the other baggage is just like, okay, people are just piling on because we already know you're a dirtbag. But there is a large percentage of women that are speaking up for R. Kelly and defending him, which is so weird. But yeah, they're defending him. I don't know why, but these girls are caping for Kells. I'm gonna play this too. This was something I found funny on Twitter. They turned this shit into what was that shit? You know that series he put out? Oh fuck, what is wrong with my memory? Trapped in the Closet. There we go. They kind of made it like a Trapped in the Closet type of thing. So let me play that real quick too.
To that, to make all of the stuff that's going on now feels real to people.
But the past is relevant with you with underage girls.
Absolutely no, it's not.
Why?
Because for one, I beat my case.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Then why would I? Well, how stupid you never held with R.Kelly. With all I've been through in my way past. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through? Oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they leave some sugars down the street from their uncle. But I've been, y'all quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I fight for my life. To that.
I don't know why I find this shit so funny. Like, people actually feel sorry for Kelly. Like, they legitimately feel sorry for him. It's because when people get vulnerable and emotional and shit, it kind of strikes a nerve in people's like mind where they kind of just, I don't know, an empathy button gets pressed and all of a sudden everyone feels sorry for dude. But hey, I don't know. He's not able to make money, which is weird. They have him locked up on some child support shit. But yeah, that's weird. Can't actually make money to pay that shit off. I don't know what's going on with R. Kelly. They're coming for him though. They're coming for this nigga, and it's just like, it's a matter of time. The problem with a lot of people are saying is they don't come for the white celebrities that got away with their shit, like the Harvey Weinsteins and these motherfuckers. And people want to focus on that, and they're like, yo, this is not really justice because we're just getting all the black people that were, you know, guilty of whatever they're guilty of. But if someone's guilty of what they're guilty of, then, you know, they're gonna get got. But actually, no, I can't even say that because it seems like they get away on the other side. I don't know. Like, I got flack for saying that I didn't believe Jussie Smollett should go to jail, even though he lied and he created up this whole thing, and he was guilty of what they were saying he's guilty of. I'm not a heavy proponent of jail. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it if anybody deserves it. I'm just saying that I don't care to see anybody in jail. I think there's probably a better way and a better solution to govern society, but we haven't reached that yet. Paying fines is not enough for people. I don't know. We just haven't, as a society, we haven't found a better way to deal with punishable acts opposed to jail. Jail is trash. Who locks someone in a cage with a cellmate and then makes them, like, it's just, nah, fuck that, bruh. I'm not a proponent for that. All right, so I pretty much covered the whole R. Kelly situation. I wanted to talk about the whole Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson shit, but I wanted to wait until I got T2 Lovely back on the show so we can speak about that, get a female's perspective, not just the dude's perspective, because my perspective is a little different. My perspective is, okay, let me put this picture up right here. These fucking pictures of Tristan Thompson out with another girl. Not even just Jordan Woods. It's not, that's why when people are saying Khloe was wrong for coming at Jordan Woods, and Masika went on Twitter and said, she's been to Tristan's parties, and trust me, sweetheart, it's not Jordan. It's not her fault why y'all are breaking up. And it's like, are they even together at this point? Because it doesn't seem like Tristan feels like they're together. He's always spotted out with a new girl, and he gave the camera the finger. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, that whole narrative of, people posting, Ghost and the little meme that's on Twitter, and people going off about, Tristan Thompson is sabotaging the relationship. He doesn't want to be in it. She won't let him go, and all the signs are there. Well, all the signs are there. This is not hearsay. Like, he hears that shit and he's like, yeah, buddy, you guys are right. You guys are all right. I think he feels like, okay, y'all are right. I want out. Help me. And he's stuck in there. And it's because, I don't know, man. They have a child together, There's a lot of people that have children together and then they just raise the kids and they co-parent, but they don't end up being together because it doesn't work out. So that's where they are with it. Tristan Thompson, that looks like he wants to be released, and she refuses to put him on waivers. So, I don't know. Yeah. She tried everything. All that plastic surgery and body changing and all that shit. Yikes, man. Hollywood life. Fame, celebrity, all that shit. When it's at the highest point, it becomes like super toxic for people to handle, and it's like people get lost. Tristan Thompson is just like all the way out though. He seems like he kept himself he kept himself in the same mental space throughout the whole thing, and he continued to just do his thing the way he wanted to do it. So he didn't get fucked up and tarnished and mentally fucked up the way a lot of the people that date the Kardashians and get in the spotlight do. He doesn't give a fuck. Like a true Brampton man over here. Not giving a fuck. Okay, so let me get off that real quick. Let me get to this shit before I forget to. More pictures I'm posting. I don't usually post pictures on this podcast. I post videos. Sorry for the audio listeners once again, because y'all don't see the pictures, but you guys can get a description of what I speak about when I actually describe what the hell we're looking at right now. So if you guys are looking at the screen right now, you're looking at Cardi B, and you're like, why are we looking at Cardi B? Well, zoom in and look at that hair. What's going on with the frontal, or the whatever the fuck that wig is, over the ear? Someone slid the wig over the girl's ear. Like, who is her makeup people, them? Who is her stylist? Like, they slip the wig over her ear, though, bruh. Like, whoa. Man, I should have done this when I had T2 Lovely on the show with me, so we can go in, and it's not like a nigga just going in on a girl and seeming kind of weird and Haiti. But, damn, nigga, who put the wig over the ear? I've never seen that shit in my life. Like, I've seen some weird-ass wigs where I'm just like, I see the whole lace. But over the ear, fam? Bruh, someone's fired hard, and that's in the music video. Basically, I wanted to bring up this picture and these pictures is because I have a problem with my whole issue with the way the women are treated in the industry, in the music industry. Is like, why is there always some sort of sexual encounter or some sexual selling with a male counterpart every time a woman does a song with a man? It's like, I used to have a problem with that when I used to see Nicki Minaj in her video, always like, twerking up on a man or trying to sell like they're fucking every time they have a song. Like, Cardi B's clearly with Offset. She's clearly, married and she has a kid, but yet they have to play up this whole sexual chemistry with her and Bruno Mars in the video. Like, why is that? Like, even the single, the cover for the single was them all close up. Like, why do they have to be close and cuddly? Like, we know that he's not fucking her. Like, you're trying so hard to sell that sex. Like, why can't you just be an artist? Why can't she be selling her artistry and him be selling his artistry for them to, like, I don't understand that. Why do we have to perpetuate, like, Who does it best? Who's in the industry right now that does like they have a feature with a man and they don't have to sell sex? I don't really see that much. That's probably, well, not probably, that is one of the reasons why Safari ended up cheating on Nicki Minaj and their relationship went awry, because Safari felt constantly disrespected by all of the shit that Nicki was doing in the industry, and, you know, kissing up on mans and Drake holding her up in the air and all this type of selling of sex for entertainment purposes. He had a problem with that, and that is a huge problem in the industry. Like, that shit is unnecessary. They don't need to do all of that shit. It's like with the record will still perform the same way without, you know, I don't know. That's just me. Personally, I feel like that's unnecessary, and it puts a lot of girls in a lot of compromising situations that they're not comfortable with. And that's why there's this whole stigma behind signing female artists, because a lot of people put them in these gross situations and then they have to fuck to get on and all sorts of unfair shit that niggas don't got to deal with. So I don't know. I've had a problem with that for a little while now, to be quite earnest. All right, so we're going to get into this clip. People found out that pineapples can be eaten in a different way. So this is a random clip. This is the what the fuck clip of the week for me, to be honest. Let's get this shit going.
On Twitter's of some person like pulling the shits and like eating them as they go, and I was like, I know you fucking lying. So I had a pineapple at home that was damn near ready to be thrown out because I forgot about it. But you can actually peel these bitches. It's kind of hard, but you can literally I learned more on Twitter than I do in formal education. Oh my, it tastes just like a pineapple. This is
just like a pine. It is a pineapple. The fuck? Of course, it's gonna taste the same.
It is the
different
truth.
process.
Hold on, let me drink. This is wild. This is like crazy. I've been eating pineapples, been struggling all my life just for this shit. Like, you can literally pull it. God done sat in heaven and he thought of every goddamn thing. I am excited as hell. Oh my God. This is crazy. Why y'all ain't tell me about this before? You can peel these faints. Oh my God. Oh, this is like, thank you, Twitter. Thank you.
Well, you do learn a lot of shit from Twitter. There's a lot of hacks and a lot of shit you learn from Twitter, YouTube. The internet's just changed the world, to be honest. Like, there's a lot more shit. You learn a lot more from the internet than you've ever learned in the past. There's a lot of shit that people have been doing wrong with, like straining fucking noodles and also everything people have been doing wrong their whole life. A little bit of shares on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and all of a sudden you see, oh shit, this is how it's supposed to be done. Oh, this is how you do this. Oh shit, this is new. You just discover the world. So, and not surprised with that. Not surprised at all. So before I wrap up this episode, let me get into a little bit of basketball. Last episode was 100% basketball. This episode is going to be very minimal. So LeBron just passed Michael Jordan in all-time scoring. Jordan fans are like, so what, motherfucker? Pass him in points per game or win the Defensive Player of the Year. You know, all that bullshit. Let's be real. This Jordan-LeBron debate is the dumbest debate ever, because we're just like, there's different eras. And yeah, we can put up career stats, and then we can probably, the only thing you can compare is who had the better career and whose accolades you would rather have. But, or you could compare their all-around skill, but you can't compare who is actually better, because they didn't play in the same generation. They didn't play with the same rules. They didn't play with the same three-point line distance. They didn't play with, there's so many things that are different about today's basketball than even 10 years ago. So LeBron's played in different generations, and so did like Jordan. Like, when you compare people, you could compare Magic and Bird. Magic and Bird played against each other. They played through the same era. You could compare Jordan and Magic and Bird because they played, you know. You could compare Kobe to Jordan because there's overlap there. Kobe played against Jordan. Although he was younger and he was in his early stages and Jordan was at his end. You've seen how they played and how they look together on the court. Like, you've seen a matchup. You could compare Kobe to LeBron. They played against each other. There's a bit of overlap. You could compare Kevin Durant to LeBron. You could compare people that played together. And especially when you could compare players at a certain point in their career. You could compare Kobe Bryant in 98 to Michael Jordan in 98 because they played in 98. You could compare Kobe in 2008 to LeBron in 2008 because they played together in 2008. Not together, but, you know, on the same, in the league at the same time, same era. They take way more three-pointers in today's day and age than they did when Jordan played. You can't account for that. The three-point line was different. There's so many things, there's so many factors into why you should not compare them. The level of competition that they played against, the defense heavy in the 90s, the offense heavy in the current day and age, the amount of possessions that we have in today's basketball. There's way too much stuff. You could compare career accolades. That's why when he passes them in career points, it's a big moment for LeBron because he knows, I've scored more points on a basketball court than Michael Jordan has. So it's like, or he has more assists, or the counting numbers you could count, or the fact that Michael Jordan has more defensive players of the year, or he's won the defensive player of the year, and he has more defensive all teams, first team defense NBA than LeBron does. LeBron has 6 or something. Michael Jordan has 10. Doesn't matter. He has more. So there's certain things that you could count and make an argument for career-wise, but that's about it. You can't really say who is better. You can say GOATs of generations, and that's where it ends. All this other shit is just talking points. It's just people wanting to be right about what the fuck they feel. You can't really compare them. You could only compare people that played in the same or at the same time, I feel. Like, you could compare LeBron and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's going to want to pass LeBron at some point, but he's already had too many years in the NBA with LeBron being better than him. So when they retire, LeBron's legacy will always be a step higher than Kevin Durant because they played together in the same era and LeBron was better than him for so many years. So it's like, you could amass all these rings when LeBron's gone. How about those 10 years that you guys played in the league together that LeBron was better than you? You see what I'm saying? You can't do that when it comes to LeBron and Michael Jordan. You could do that with LeBron and Kobe. There was years when LeBron was early in his career and Kobe was still better, and it was still unanimous that Kobe was the best player in the world. Around 2008, 2009, after LeBron made it to the finals and dragged a bunch of bumps to the finals and got swept or whatever, kind of cemented how good LeBron was. So LeBron, around that time, it was unanimous that he overtook Kobe as the best player in the world. So we see the transition, and we've seen the rank, and we've seen the value of everything. We can't just go with shooting percentages and titles and all that shit. We actually have to physically see the people play in the same era. That's why the Jordan and LeBron debate is over to me. It's over. Fuck it. It's a stupid fucking debate. Regardless of which side you're on in the debate, it's stupid. So I'm not taking part in that. I don't know who the new best player in the world is going to be when LeBron stops being the best player in the world, but there's always going to be a new debate. And then when Zion gets in, and then there's always going to be a new debate who the greatest of all time is. And really, you can say who had the greatest career. That's about it. You can have your Mount Rushmores, you can have your Hall of Famers. To say the GOAT or who's the greatest, I feel like that's died now. It's generational. A lot of these kids haven't even seen Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan didn't deal with half of the scrutiny that LeBron's dealt with. Like, we see how scrutiny and media coverage and all that shit affects people's play. We see it happen with the Lakers. We've seen it happen with the Celtics and Kyrie. So it's like, imagine playing with that your entire career because you're living in Jordan's shadow. With the social media, I'm saying there's so many reasons why you can't compare them. They didn't play in the same fucking world. Debate sealed. Done. Finished, buddy. Yerp. StackGwop.com. This has been Blunt Talk with LT episode 32. StackGwop.com. Subscribe to, this shit on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you download all the episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, or wherever the fuck you download or consume podcasts, Podbean, all of that. StackGwop.com/podcast, everything. Anchor, wherever, bro. Just subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're downloading those episodes. Even if you watch the episode on YouTube, be a loyal subscriber and subscribe or download them shits on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or wherever you consume podcasts, because that's where the shit's going to start being, That's where shit's going to start flowing. That's when I'm going to start, you know, actually capitalize off of the living situation of podcasting. It's off of the downloads and off of the Anchor sponsorships and all that shit. So make sure y'all supporting the brand and subscribing, and make sure you tell people to subscribe to the podcast. If you're working in like a warehouse or something and you listen to the podcast in little earbuds and shit, or, you know, you just watch it when you come home on YouTube, just, you know, put people on it. Spread the podcast, spread the community. Yep.